The Third Dreich. Yeah, so it seemed to be going so well this morning because it's like dry tent and, you know, sort of, I could see my little solar thing ticking over. I was like, oh, excellent. And then about 8 o'clock, I decided to lie in because I got in really back late last night, which was a mistake. Because I'm now leaving the house out at midday because I think I would have had an earlier day if I'd got breakfast earlier and before the deluge. Then a big deluge and it just all came down. So this idea of, I know it's a classic thing saying as soon as they forecast a lovely August bank holiday, it's going to be raining and shit. But I'm getting to the point where it's the third day of this. I think it's the third day. Yeah, because it started on Monday. So this is the third day of all this shit. Or becoming the third day. And, at this point, Tuesday was misted out. I moved here. It cleared when it got here. It's like, oh, excellent. And it's doing it again. And I think Monday night was affected. And it's just, at this point, if it goes into a third day, tomorrow, then I'm going home. Because there's a limit to what I can do on a day like this. I'm not good at doing mist scenes at the best of times. But anyway. Also, what doesn't help is in the campsite. Oh, I do hope they're leaving. I do hope they're actually leaving now. In the campsite, they are, I was trying to draw the viaduct, and when I arrived, they were making fuckloads of noise, and I assumed people were bungee jumping off the viaduct. That's how much noise, constant fucking noise. I can't believe this. I've been on the campsite hearing their noise, and now they're all fucking off. It's just like, for the day. So, great. They've sort of driven me from the campsite. So yeah, they went till midnight last night. So, yeah, I know it's sounding very nuts in May. But they went till midnight last night. There was noise all the way through the day. They're playing some kind of croquet. And the real kicker, I'm not, I think it's some kind of group party or some kind of celebration or something. They're actually quite rude to the people on the campsite. They won't say hello, and they tried to steal my food because I was happened to be there. Luckily, when they were clearing off all their stuff from their party last night, and obviously removing it or whatever to take home, I hope. And they went, oh, all that fridge, and I went, oh no, that's mine. So they would have nicked my prosecco. I've got a little bottle of prosecco in there, and my cheese and my ham and my oat milk, or could have, And it's just like, but I said mornings. They didn't come over and say hi. They've not said hi at all. There's one word to them. I think when I went to the showers last night, and it was like, oh, where are you going to? Because it saw me that I had my dishwashing with me, and I said, oh, the shower. And then I said morning, and they didn't even say anything. And it's just like, if you're going to be annoying on a campsite, just be fucking polite to everyone else, because it's just the least you can do is at least be polite to other people on the campsite, because you're being a nuisance. You're going to have some kind of celebration or noise. It's like your neighbours at home. So yeah, I just hope they are fucking off, because it's just, I've told they were going today. I do hope they are, because most of them are going, because it's been constant noise since I got there. I mean, not massively, because I'm up on the hill away from them, but yeah, they've got this sort of weird dice game which you go click, 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 click. And so and then they go, hey! Some kind of game they're playing underneath their shelter. So while I was sitting by my tent drawing the viaduct, trying not to get wet, and trying to get attacked by spiders. Yeah, that's a long story. Yeah, they were doing that, and it was just like, you went till 12 last night, now you're making noise in the day, and you're making noise yesterday. You know, and you're not being friendly, and you almost stole my food, so do fuck off. Yeah, I'm not usually that unfriendly to people who are, you know, we had a party tent at Golden Cap who didn't have music, but went until about 1 or 2 in the morning. That was a bit annoying, it was a bit exhausting. At least only went till 12. But they do act like they're in the campsite, which they don't. So that's a bit. Otherwise, the campsite's great. It's really brilliant at Cannington. I really do recommend it, as long as you don't get these people, which you probably won't. So it's the campers, nothing to do with the campsite at all. The campsite's really lovely, and it's the one thing. If the weather drives me home, it's the one thing I'll be really fucked off about. Will be, you know, the fact that, you know, I've got this amazing viaduct here that I want to draw, and I have drawn, but not very well because it was raining. I was sheltering. I was literally drawing it from the flap of my tent out of the rain. You know, so I do want to draw this properly if I can. I'm not sure how properly I can do it in the middle of a cow field. But, you know, I want to draw it as much as I can. And, you know, and also, you know, I'm really excited about Lyme Regis and the environs. You know, I'm going to go walking today, rather belatedly late, partly because I've been kept awake by certain people, but and partly because of the weather. So yeah. Even in paradise, there's always ants. Gets back to the other thing. This friend of mine, Paige, she would love this site because it's incredibly diverse. And as an ecological artist, I should be so down with the beasties, you know, and pesties. But I'm not, because I really don't. I'll try not to kill spiders, but I really don't like them. And there's this spider's been trying to get into my tent, or I don't know what the deal is with that spider. It's been trying to, you know, it's crawled on me, on my legs, and it's this long-legged sort of grass-living spider. I've seen them before, but you know, they're quite rare-ish. You know, and so, you know, in that sort of thing, it is crazy. You know, so it's just, you know, I've just been trying not to get black beetles in my tent, and it seems like all of the possible insect life of Britain is represented in this campsite, and wanting to get into my tent. And as I say, Paige would love it because she's into bugs and creepy crawlies. I do not. I am not into those things, especially spiders. I'm quite phobic about them. I've got better. I've got less. Yeah, I would just scream the campsite down if I had this big spider on my leg years ago. So I've got better, but still I'm not happy about them. I'm not happy about the spiders being here. So I'll sit up there. I'll try and work out if I can sit here to draw the thing, or whether I get bothered by the cows. But whether I'll get bothered by the farmer, actually, more likely, having a go at me for daring to sit in his field. But I'm near the footpath, but a bit off. There's no crops to trample. I just might get bothered by the coos. But yeah, so it is a weird day again, with all the mist and all the stuff. We'll see what we can make of the day, really. See what we can do. You know, it's you know, it's kind of, you know, I expect 1 or 2 days like this. I don't expect them to be together, and I don't expect them to be kind of like continuous, i.e. seemingly going into a third day. And, you know, the weather not clearing up at any point really. Sort of having moments like last night was nice, and I did a drawing and painting, which I might include as the artwork of this or the viaduct. Unless I do something better, and I do hope so. I did a sort of a graphite and watercolour drawing from the new sort of defences, because they've done this thing at Lyme Regis where they've built these kind of undercliff defences, which you can then... my beard's getting away. Undercliff defences, so you can walk along them, and then you can actually sit there. And there was such amazing clouds and mist with sunshine yesterday. I don't know if you do it today, but it was a weird combination. I heard other people commenting on it. It's like you'd have this level of mist, and then you'd have below it, you'd have this sunshine. And it was such a kind of weird combination, like someone was putting loads of dry ice above, and then there was this sort of layer of sunshine, but it was an odd combination of lighting, or combination of it. And so I did a sort of a panorama of that. I'm not really happy with it. The drawing was terrible. I was using the lighter crayons, and it was like, ugh. Oh, well, they have their place. They're very good at sort of very bold things. That subject needed something a bit more gentle, and I already had most of a miniature bottle of Prosecco at that point, so I wasn't really doing gentle. So yes, it was a bit of a mad one. I do feel like I need to get further away from this viaduct to draw it, but problem is where can I view the viaduct up there? That's got a viewpoint that's not. There's a lane going up that way. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I have to check that. So, yeah, I'd like to draw this viaduct. It will happen. I might do it now, properly with like ink and shit. That's the official term. Yeah, I don't want this to end. Never going home. But I don't want this to end now. It feels like before the bank holiday, I've got a campsite that seems to be available through the bank holiday. I've got, although it's not the cheapest, £27, it's worth it because it's got all the facilities. I mean, it's got like a fridge and electricity and all the stuff that tends to get charged. The only thing is the showers are 20p and it's a meter. And so I had the fun yesterday, or last night, of putting an extra 20p with wet hands into an electricity meter. That's something that I think younger generations probably never experienced. And it did take me back to. We didn't have a meter at home, but I knew people did, and it takes me back to childhood or even pre my times. Where people had one of those old school, twist meters where you put a coin in and you twist. I hate those because, you are literally touching metal things with your wet hands while standing on a wet floor. Lovely and conductive, but I now know that you should put 40p in, not 20p. You don't know until you put the first bit how long the little thing is going to go for. I could have showered in 420, it really needs 40. So, lesson learned on that one. But hopefully I can put two in at once, I hope so. There's the coos. They were making a lot of noise earlier. I think they wanted to be fed. It was a bit like Silence of the Lambs, but cow's version. I was wondering if something horrible was happening. Apparently, they were probably wanting their munchies, because the cows are like that, making a lot of noise. Ooh, where's our munchies? Chef in here, chef around here. It's terrible. But so yeah. Oh god, 14 minutes. Shut up, Tim. I might just post this as is. But yeah, it's a difficult one, because as I say, if it's going to be like this today and tomorrow, I don't see a point of sticking around, but I don't really want to go home, so it's a difficult one, really. It's one of these things where it's going to shout at me if I sit up here. Probably not. I always use my artist card. It's always a good one. Oh, my artist shirt. Oh, sorry. It looks like there's a desire path through here anyway. Or was. Yes, there is a desire path through. Don't know if that's official. There are a lot of little desire paths around here. But, yeah. It's such a shame the railway's no more, because that'd be amazing to see. I can imagine back in the day, because no one ever talks about that, the fact that when they did the beaching cuts and before, most of the beaching cuts, that they talk about the rural communities being affected by, not having the local stops, but also the wanky word, geography or the psychology of the fact that the sound of the train going by at a certain time would have basically for a long time regulated people's lives. They'd be like, oh, it must be 12 o'clock, the trains going by, oh, it's, so and so o'clock, oh, and it must have been annoying to begin with, and a real sort of thing on people's lives. But then people adjust, and it becomes part of your life, and it becomes a thing you enjoy doing. You would not enjoy doing. You look forward, part of your day, or it's a regular sort of break in your day. Like, oh, that's the so and so. That's the mail train. That's gonna be a good one. There's gonna be a better angle though, but really, we'd prefer not to have their horrible tents in the way. That would be nice. But yes. I really don't mind. Just the cues when I come and say hello. Like, what are you doing? Have you got food? So, I think in the rural communities, they must have been a weird one to sort of have this, this constant presence for like 100, 150 years, just to suddenly stop. I've played on the podcast the Slow Train by Flanders and Swan, which lists all these things, all these places that have these funny or strange name stops, which we will know more. But it's funny how sort of a song from the 60s that was just kind of haha has become very poignant as we lose all these places. They become, they were lost to time. But interestingly, this part of this stretch, according to someone here, is still here. That it's still it's from private ownership, but it's still. Yes, the cows are looking at me. It's still there, so you could walk along it if you're allowed, and also it still, exists, part of it. So they could easily do a short sort of, steam railway or something, or a short walk, or a guide, sort of railway walk, or a light railway, because that would help this area. Because there's actually the links to this area are not good in the sense of you got the buses going up towards that line, and I think you got the buses go Seaton, which is 378 on the other thing. There's a big gap in the area, and really it's roads. You really have to walk around, I'm doing part of that walk now. You do have to walk kind of around the houses, away from where you want to go, either sort of south or, you have to kind of walk in a boomerang in a way, because there isn't any direct pass from here to Lyme Regis. So it would make sense if this was turned either into a track or if it was actually a railway brought back into a short stretch of it. I don't know if anyone's tried, but it would make a lot of sense, because you've got this amazing viaduct. You've got, you know, a bit of it, you know, some of it survives, and it would work, you know, for a sort of, you know, also as a sort of a transport link. They're getting closer, the cows. Yeah, so yeah, it would work. So I don't know. It's 20 minutes, but shut up. But yeah, we shall see tomorrow whether I continue and whether I. Yeah, because there's a couple of people staying in the cottages. I think some are there permanently, some are holiday people. And I was speaking with her, and she said, "Yeah, what about the cows bothering you?" Yes, we'll still see. But yeah, it would be a shame to end it early, but you know, unless it improves. I mean, I can draw here. It's not raining at the moment, which is good. But you know, unless we have something a bit better, and I'm going to go and see the Ammonite pavement today and do the whole sort of Lyme Regis thing. There's an art shop there. I might. What time is it? 12:30. Hopefully get there, because I need some. If I am staying, I need some cerulean. But that's a question of whether I am staying or not. But, it's interesting to see what they've got in the art shop. There's a few things I need. Yeah, the cows are eyeing me up. Yeah. So I'll speak to you soon.